Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to part 2 of this video, how to learn German in 4 weeks. In this video, I will tell you how to create more complex phrases and sentences in German and how to enlarge your vocabulary. Apart from that, I will show you how to use the kleine Prinz, the Little Prince, to improve your German and the difference between the polite form and the impolite form to address somebody in German. So stay tuned. My name is Sven Frank. I'm director of the Speed Learning Academy, and this video tutorial is part of the Polyglot project. We are learning 12 languages in 12 months, and we are starting with German. From German, you can learn French, Spanish, Italian, Swedish, Russian, whatever language you want. But now we want to start with German. Now let's have a look where we are now if you have followed the instruction of the first video. Now, in the last video, I told you to go through your German course, unit by unit, and to highlight all the words that you understand at first sight. If you are an advanced learner of German because you have learned German in school, and you find that you understand over 50% of the text in German, then highlight all the parts that you do not understand. So always focus on the positive. Apart from that, I told you to have a look at the vocabulary in the back, at the glossary, and to mark and highlight all the words that you understand at first sight because you are a native speaker of English or because of the vocabulary that you understand from English. As German and English are both Germanic languages, like cousins, so to say, they are related, and there is a lot of common vocabulary. And you were told to, or you were asked, or you were motivated, or inspired, or whatever you would like to call it, to make phrases with the international vocabulary in the back of your book and the forms of to be. Ich bin ein Architekt. I am an architect. Ich bin ein Journalist. I'm a journalist. Ich bin ein Doktor. I'm a doctor. Ich habe ein Auto. I have an automobile. I have a car. Ich war im Krankenhaus, im Hospital. I was in the hospital und so weiter und so fort. Ich habe Bananen im Supermarkt. I have bananas in the supermarket. Now, the next step is go through your manual, through your textbook again, and have a look at the grammar and the exercises. This is what you have skipped so far. You have ignored these parts so far. And now have a look at the grammar and the exercises, but only those that you like, only the part that you are interested in, that you really, really like. Okay? And then go through the exercises, go through the grammar. Next step is look up the modal verbs. I have to, I should, I could, I want, etc. In German it's ich möchte or ich will, ich muss, ich darf, ich kann, ich soll. Because after a modal verb, there will always be the verb in its basic form, in the infinitive. So you can create loads of phrases and sentences using modal verbs without changing the verb afterwards. So for example, I want to go, ich möchte gehen. I have to work, ich muss arbeiten. Gehen, arbeiten is the infinitive. It's the form that you will find in your dictionary. So it's very easy to create complex phrases. Apart from that, try to figure out how to ask questions in German and how to make relative clauses. So that's your work for this video, for this part. If you want to speed up, listen to the audio files of your German course in the background while being in the bathroom, while doing the cooking, while working at the computer, driving in a car. Just have German texts, audio files around you all the time, even when you sleep at night. And if you want to speed up even more, take the Kleine Prinz, and you've got the English version as well, and read up to 1 hour from this book, Der kleine Prinz, while standing up and while reading aloud in a quite strong voice. I will give you an example. So stand up and you read like this, for example. Als ich 6 Jahre alt war, sah ich einmal in einem Buch über den Urwald, das Erlebte Geschichten hieß, ein prächtiges Bild. Es stellte eine Riesenschlange dar, wie sie ein Wildtier verschlang. Hier ist eine Kopie der Zeichnung. If you are not sure about the pronunciation, just go to YouTube and type in Der kleine Prinz, and you'll find a lot of videos where you have Der kleine Prinz read, and you can slow down the speed so that you can listen to the pronunciation very, very intensively. Okay, so these are the practical tips to improve your German skills. And now I want to explain something to you that is not part of the English language, but part of German and many other languages. And this is, if you address somebody, there's a formal, a polite form to address somebody, to say Sie, and there is an informal, not that polite, more familiar or friendship-like form to address somebody, which is Du. So, for example, if I say, Wie geht es dir? That's informal. If I say, Wie geht es Ihnen? That's formal. Now the question for you, if you're a native speaker of English and you're not used to these formal and informal ways to address somebody, is what is the general rule? When do you say the polite form or the formal form, and when the informal? There are a couple of situations. There are loads of rules. If you want to study German, you can find all these rules. For example, there is a difference between the region where you are. It's a difference if you are at work or not in private life, if you are in your club or at work, if you are talking to somebody who is an official in administration, at the town hall, for example, or if you talk to somebody in the supermarket who is a customer or who works there, if you talk to your boss, it's incredible. A couple of years ago, we even used to say Sie, the polite form, to our parents and grandparents. We don't do that anymore. But there are still countries in the world which use other languages. They still do that. So the polite form, to make a long story short, is a form of respect. And you will find the polite form in conversation with people who have a higher education and who have a higher social status. So the higher the education and the higher the social status, the more likely they will address you and other people with Sie, with a polite form. So my tip for you, address anybody. The only exception are children up to the age of 16, but all the other people, address them with the polite form Sie. And if somebody says Du to you, you can say Du to this person as well. But make sure that you have more contact to people who say Sie, who use the polite form, because they will open doors for you to more educated people and to people of a higher status. And this is, if it's the best case, the better situation. So that's the general rule. Talk with a polite form to anybody you meet who is older than 16 years old. And if you want to have a deeper insight, just listen to people in the street and just ask Germans how they do it in everyday life. Okay, and if you want to go deeper into the German language or into any other language you would like to improve, just contact us. We have a huge variety of courses, online courses, offline, one-to-one intensive trainings, even abroad, depending on the language. So you can contact us through our contact form on speedlearning.academy. Just fill in the form and then we will get in contact with you and talk about details. For now, thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, thank you for a thumbs up, and thank you for sharing. See you next time and bye for now. Auf Wiedersehen, tschüss und bis zum nächsten Mal.